Is another one of those snow things coming?
I think it's just going to be cold.
Just going to be cold? Okay.
The early models say it's just going to be cold.
I love early models.
I don't know what the medium models say, but the early models.
About the plus size models.
The mid-size models. All the models. No, but it's supposed to be like another one of those cool 30 to 40 degree temperature drops between days.
Because it's cold when I get up in the morning, but by the time I leave here, it's nice out.
It's like manageable.
It's nice out, like legit nice. So yeah.
Yeah, like today and tomorrow it's supposed to be 55.
Yeah, like
and by Monday it's 26.
That's high enough.
That's gross.
For me to like seriously consider grilling. I'm probably gonna grill something this weekend.
Wow. Don't use the brushes.
I am.
Don't
whatever.
use the brushes.
Whatever. It'll be fine. If we all got to go sometime. I got to use the brushes while I can. I got to get my red dye number 3 in while I can. I didn't do thirds. Jacob should have reminded me.
I was having a Tootsie Roll Pop yesterday, a red one.
Yeah.
I was like, do you think this has the dye?
Yeah, I need to stock up because I feel like the dye is what makes the jungle juice good. I tried to find a list of products that had the red dye number 3 in it so I could see, all right, which one am I going to risk my life for before they ban it? Knowingly this time instead of unknowingly. But I hadn't been able to find a list yet. Have not been able to find a list.
Somebody says in a Facebook group called Dye Free Kids.
Yes.
Sounds promising. They say that Tootsie Roll Pops are dye free. This mom contacted the company asking.
Okay. I got a buddy of my wife's who refuses to give her child things with red dye in it because she's noticed, like, I give you this and your behavior changes. So no, we're not doing that. Song of the song.
Boys, 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 we like boys in cars. Boys, 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 buy us drinks in bars.
I am unfamiliar.
Boys, boys, boys. It's a Lady Gaga song.
Oh, okay. Turn up.
It's a great Lady Gaga song. It was actually back-to-back Lady Gaga songs. Boys, 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 followed by The Cure.
Okay. I had a question for you, but I'll wait because you're coming in.
Okay, sounds good. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, January 16th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, Ja Morant dunked on Victor Wembanyama. It did not count, but the Grizzlies win over the Spurs did. We'll have the highlights and reaction from last night in San Antonio. Teresa Walker going to join us about 20 minutes in. We'll get her response to the dunk, thoughts on the Grizz halfway through the season, plus a preview of the upcoming NFL Divisional weekend. In honor of our new favorite song, courtesy of this week's Shelby County School Board meeting, we're drafting cats. Our favorite cats will be the draft. And then we'll end with a little Theater Thursday. We had a great Sonic mailbag question this week that asked us our favorite movie posters over the last 30 years. So we'll go through some of the best movie posters to ever exist. We'll get into the Thursday. We're one day closer to Friday. You know what we say.
I can just ask my question now.
I have a question too.
Go ahead.
What do you give a dog that has a fever?
I don't know what.
Some mustard, because that's the best condiment for a hot dog.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Sharon, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three! Take three!
Bain for 3. Bingo!
Desmond Bain heating it up.
Blocked by Sharon!
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Morant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
On January 20th, join the Memphis Grizzlies as we honor the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year, we honor those who have carried out his vision with the 20th Annual National Civil Rights Museum Sports Legacy Award. The 23rd Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves is brought to you by Ford and your Mid-South Ford dealers.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Dusty May was at Florida Atlantic last year. Tonight you'll watch him coach at Michigan. So why do I care if a football player decides to leave one place where he's making whatever money to go somewhere where he's making even more? It's what most coaches do every year. So I cannot stand it, and I mean can't stand it when the coaches sit up there and act like these young people are doing something wrong.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out. Let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. And it is a happy Thursday because last night the Memphis Grizzlies beat the San Antonio Spurs 129-115. And all anybody wants to talk about today is the jaw dunk on Wemby that did not count. But before we get there, we will end with a dunk. We will start with a dunk. Grizz, Spurs, Edie, Wemby. Comment dit-on? He too little en français. Il est trop petit. Head taps, a universal signal. Ja Morant, not French, but Ja Morant will make you say wee! And also a little ooh la la, the casual no-look turnaround here to Santi Aldama. Ja with 8 points and 5 assists in the first quarter. Grizzlies trailed by 12 at half. Activate third quarter Grizz. Downhill Dez. Bane with 7 of his 21 points coming in that third quarter. Ja Morant, he's always one to take the scenic route. Gives us some views and, oh look, it's a castle. Grizz, down 6 later in the third. A couple big bench performances last night. Santi Aldama, the spin, the scoop, and 1. He had 20 and 10. Tie game, can't waste a job behind the back gem. Brandon Clark finds Luke Kennard, who knocks down one of his 5 threes to give the Grizzlies the lead. The Grizzlies won the third quarter 43-25. Now, Wemby did have 8 blocks in the first half, but Jaren Jackson Jr., unafraid, came alive in the fourth, teaches Wemby the electric slide with this step-back 3 as the Grizzlies close this game on a 20-5 run. Now, this Ja Morant fake and finish was an absolute beaut. But before we say goodbye, it's bonjour, bonjour, oh my God! Dunk on your head, Victor Banana Bread. Grizzlies win 129-115. And yes, that was a quote from Passport to Paris, the great Mary-Kate and Ashley film of the early 2000s. And yes, that dunk was absolutely unbelievable, CJ.
You're feeling yourself, aren't you?
Francais.
You're feeling yourself, aren't you?
I took 10 years of French for this moment. Edie dunks on Wemby. And I texted social media superstar Luke. I said, if I'm not able to say he too little in French because the Grizzlies don't win this game, I'm not coming in tomorrow. Like, it's over. I will be so upset. And then for Ja to have that dunk on Wemby at the end was just the perfect bookend of a night for the Grizzlies in a game where it did not always feel like they were going to win. And I remember thinking going into it, like, God, if you can just limit Wemby, don't let somebody else beat you. Keldon Johnson was almost the somebody else who was going to beat the Grizzlies at some points. But they really, that second half, the adjustments that were made, loved to see the lineups with Jaren and Santi. Shout out, some of that defense from Santi Aldama on Victor Wembanyama last night was tremendous. Just a great win. It's amazing how much better it feels coming after a Grizzlies win. And how one dunk that doesn't count from Ja Morant can make you say, maybe the Spurs won't rule the world for the rest of all time. Maybe Victor Wembanyama won't sit upon that throne forever and always. The audacity of some of the things that Ja Morant tries, and the best running bit in all of basketball is that man told us he was not going to dunk again. He said he wasn't going to dunk. Someone put it on a t-shirt. I think Good Hippie's working on a t-shirt, and I will be buying it immediately. Where were you when Ja Morant dunked on Victor Wembanyama?
I was laying in bed and saw that come through and said, oh, okay. All right. Like, that's we talked about it some before the show. Like, great athletes do things at times to let you know that they're bored with their greatness and they want to see, and it sounds ridiculous, but they just want to see what all they are physically capable of doing and what all they can be. When we talked about it, one of the examples I gave was Brett Favre dropping back for no damn reason other than, I think I can. Just throwing the ball into triple coverage and seeing what happens. And oftentimes it will result in a big play or a touchdown. And Brett's like, oh, I'm good enough to do that. An example you brought up when we were talking was Patrick Mahomes. Like, okay, I'm just going to no-look and throw this. Why am I no-looking? I don't know, to see if I can do it. Magic Johnson would do that. Some of the no-looks were legit to get people going the opposite way. Some of them, though, a healthy number of them, was just, I'm bored with the game right now. I'm Magic. I'm better than everybody else on the court. I'm bored. Let me see if I can do this. LeBron does that from time to time. Some of the shots Steph takes, some of those shots are, how far back can I go? Right? Yes. And Ja Morant has that in him where he is great and he's getting bored with the greatness. So now it's like, can I dunk on the 7'4" dude who's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year? Why the hell not find out? Let's go. The whistle's already blown. Let's find out. He's standing there. He's looking like he's going to jump with me. Let's find out if I can put it on his head.
I will give Victor Wembanyama credit. Like, he didn't make a business decision. He contested it. And he's contested. Who dunked on Victor earlier this year? Somebody else did the same thing, and Victor went up straight with it. It's a bad thing to be a Spurs big on the opposite end of a Ja Morant. Do you call that a poster? Some people got upset because it's not the essence of a poster. It's Ja Morant over someone who is 7'5" in shoes, a true alien. That is like straight out of Space Jam. It's a poster. Give it the designation.
Listen.
Would you put that on a poster?
Listen.
Would you make that your wallpaper?
No, it will be.
Yeah, and of course you wouldn't. You're a hater.
It will be on a poster, though. Like,
and it will be
that's
someone's
the thing.
wallpaper.
But for it to be a poster, it's got to count.
It was Kobe White was the other one.
Okay, thank you.
You think it has to count. You think the count part of it.
It has to count.
It was in just... It's like, I wish it was in football where you could decline the penalty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just for this one time. Can you just decline the penalty, for God's sake, and let it stand? They spent, I watched SportsCenter this morning because I was curious how they would cover it, and they did talk about it at least 7 times throughout the broadcast, and then you get to the top plays. They did not call it a top play because it did not count. And they tried to reckon it to the same stretch of, how many times have we seen Steph Curry in warm-ups do something so cool? I'm like, that's warm-ups. That's not in a game.
And that's nobody contesting either in
yes.
warm-ups. Yeah. And
that's silly.
And to me, it's stupid to compare a three-point shooter to a dunk.
I agree.
Like, I don't
care how deep it is.
I don't get the same energy from a three-point shooter being phenomenal from 3 as I do from a dude dunking on somebody else, right? Like, that to me is a poor analogy and comparison. But that's where we are in the NBA right now, where the three-point shooting is what gets the people really excited in the dunks. Unless you're Ja Morant dunking on 7'4" Wembanyama, that they don't necessarily as much. Well, but when I was a kid, like, that's what it was. It was, hey, that big is down there waiting on you, go put it on his head if you can. And that was the things that got everybody worked up. And the Grizzlies got worked up. Even though it didn't count, they got worked up. Desmond Bane in particular, I think the very next possession, he hit a big-time three. He was flying around on the defensive end. You just saw the intensity for the team pick up after that moment because it was something that sort of fed into everybody else's psyche. And that's one of the things with dunks that can happen. Right, and I think dunks are, for me, the most exciting play in all of sports because of how it can energize an entire team for the next 3 or 4 minutes, right? And you saw that in this Grizzlies game and why John Morant's dunks do matter more than just the 2 points or the no points in this case that they count for because they energize, they galvanize everybody. Everyone's like, yeah, that's my guy. If he's doing that, look at what I'm going to do. It's exciting.
And the demoralization on the other side of a dunk like that, like Chris Paul in the back of the picture, there were so many spectacular still shots of the Ja dunk and the one that the Grizzlies put out. Chris Paul standing there like, you've got to be effing kidding me in this moment. And there's him, but even watching like the difference between the Grizzlies teammates, Luke Kennard is in the back of the whiter version of that shot. Just like, I can't believe it. Jaren is overlooking. Everyone's reaction is spectacular. But you want to know who treats it like it's just anything else? Ja. Mike Wallace was in the locker room last night after the win, and he was asking Ja about the dunk, and this is the interaction that the two of them had. Take a listen.
It don't count, so it's not a dunk.
Ja, the people back in Memphis, man, they wanted us to ask you about this one. Like, just like you went for it, right? I mean, you could have just not, you heard the whistle, you could have just laid it up or whatever.
The whistle was on my gathering, so that I kept going with the play because normally I don't hear no whistle when I, drive to the rack or anything. So.
All right, but when you saw him and you saw the opportunity,
another person at the rim.
All right.
So you dunk plenty of people, bro. He don't get no pass either. If you at the rim, I'm gonna try you if it's that situation.
But he told us he wasn't dunking anymore.
He did.
Okay.
It was a joke.
All right.
Like I said to start the year, I didn't do anything because I didn't do any New Year's resolutions.
You said you're going to be more
positive.
You said, how's that going so far?
It's going really well after a night like last night. Right. It's so simple. It's so easy. From the full, Ja's dunk is going to get all of the attention. And to be fair, Ja win at Wemby, first Grizzlies bucket of the game. I can only do 90 seconds of highlights when everything that Luke sent me last night from the highlights from the game was 3.5 minutes of video. So whittling it down to 90 seconds is tough, but the first Ja bucket of the game was on Victor Wembanyama. And then what stands out to me is when Ja operates as a pass-first guard, that doesn't mean that he doesn't get his, that doesn't mean you don't get the fancy highlight plays along the way, but him as a passer is so important for this team, and it gets everybody going early. And really, Ja, it was a first and a fourth quarter bookend for Ja in that game. Second quarter was bad for the Grizzlies all around, but third quarter coming alive with Desmond Bane early, and then the performances of both Santi Aldama, Jay Huff had a couple huge threes there when things got bad for the Grizzlies, and then Luke Kennard off the bench, 5 of 9 from the three-point line for 15 points. That's why you have Luke Kennard. A shooter's going to shoot, a shooter's going to get hot, and for the Grizzlies, they got it out of Luke last night. And then for Jaren, who had a tough first 3 quarters, got in foul trouble, for him to then continuously attack Victor Wembanyama. That's the thing, too. Wembanyama had 8 blocks, and they're still, you have to keep going at him. That's the game. It's the name of the game. He's on the court. But I thought Jaren's play in that fourth quarter was really impressive as well. Just good all right. A good win. They play again on Friday on national television. If that dunk had been on national television,
that was my immediate thought, was as the conversation about NBA TV numbers being down continues to happen. There's so many different factors. One of them in the NFL, because they have a day and everybody's playing on that day, okay, if I'm watching a Bengals game, Jamar Chase is probably going to give me something. And then over with the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs is probably going to give me one of those moments. And then Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins is probably going to give me one of those moments. And it'll be all we're talking about as these games are going on. And it keeps the energy up around the product, around the NFL. Well, with the NBA, right, everybody's not watching these same games. It's not as communal an experience because these games are on your regional network 1, and then it's on TNT, TBS 2, and it's only 2 games on at a time, probably, or on ESPN. It's only 2 games on a given night, probably, so you're not getting the cut-ins to show you the exciting things happening in game. So it's just like, yo, you got to find a better way to capitalize on when things like this happen.
Oh, I think, I mean, it's very noted why SportsCenter talked about it 7 times this morning. Because Grizzlies Spurs is on ESPN tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I do think they've done a nice job. It really.
But you got to find a way to put it on like ABC. It can't ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. Like you got to find a way to put it on those channels. Yeah. Because that's where the NFL is. I don't have Red Zone. I don't have NFL Ticket. But I know on Sunday I'm just gonna watch whatever game comes on CBS or Fox. Right. You got to find a way to do that with multiple games for the NBA.
Yeah. Watching last night, and there's been continuous uptick in talk of is Victor Wembanyama the future face of the league, and he is awesome. Fine. Ja Morant continuously is the most exciting player in the league. I don't know how you capitalize on that even more than you already are, but you have to find a way, because when you see something like what happened last night, that is the best way to build a product of the NBA, period. Like, that's what kids want to see. You want to imagine I forget who I was listening to, but they said it's a shame that Air Jordan already exists because Air Ja has a great sound to it. But he's in the air. Like, the marketability factor of Ja Morant is massive. I can't wait to see what the numbers of that dunk did. It was everywhere. It was everywhere on Twitter. It was everywhere on TikTok. It was everywhere on Instagram Reels. It was everywhere on Threads. It was everywhere on Blue Sky. It was everywhere on Facebook. Like, anybody who follows basketball, a single iota was like melting over that dunk from Ja last night. Anyway, Grizzlies beat the Spurs. Good win, 129-115. We'll ask Teresa Walker her take on the dunk from last night. Plus, we have reached the halfway point of the season for the Memphis Grizzlies. They are 26-15 in third in the Western Conference. We'll get first half of the season takeaways. Oh, one quick note too. Gigi Jackson, we'll talk about Gigi later in the show. He played for the Hustle last night and seems to be one step closer to making his return with the Memphis Grizzlies. But Teresa Walker when we come back.
Somebody who really has done what they were supposed to do, or maybe wasn't expected to do, is Jalen Wells, the Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
What you're seeing right now is him showing that, hey, no matter where I was going to go in the draft, I was going to be ready.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizz Beat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Who would you be excited to meet?
Don't matter, the greatest coach of all time.
Who is that?
Nick Saban.
And Saban knew who you were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knew who I was.
That's amazing.
Saban, come on, man. He said, I'm proud of what y'all doing.
And that meant
That's
the world
dope.
to me and Willie. But look, I'm going to tell you.
That meant the world to me.
I bet.
Coming from the greatest coach of all time. Let's go.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back. It is Thursday. That means it's time to catch up with one of our favorites, Teresa Walker. Teresa, how you doing this morning?
Tired. I mean, let's put it this way. I did not need the NCAA convention being in Nashville this week on top of a GM search, on top of, there's a team in the East. It's, yes, they lost. They slipped to 6th. And then there's a team in the West where you've got Ja flying through the air and dunking over Wemby, and I am of agreement. I'll sign your petition.
Thank you.
that bucket should count. I mean, it's like I didn't hear no whistle. So it's
I think Wemby might have heard a small. I think they both did. The fact that you hear the whistle and then Ja still decides, I'm still going to try to land one on Victor Wembanyama. I said in the first segment, Teresa, it should be like football, where as the team that the foul was occurring on, you should be able to waive the penalty. Say, we don't want it. Let it count. Let it stand. Play stand.
Yeah, like a defensive penalty on the offense, and the offense gets the free play. It was such a nice dunk. It should count. And watching it live, that was my immediate thought. Just go ahead and count it. And guess what? Whenever they meet again in the future, it's
Friday.
And guess what? That you don't think that Wemby's going to be thinking about that. That was even if it doesn't count, it still counts in the game that is psychological warfare that is the NBA.
And Wemby has shown that he is a psychological warrior. Like he's got that. Players like Ja, players like Wemby, they operate in a different mental space of competition. One of my biggest regrets over the holiday break was when we were in New York, and it was that day that Victor Wembanyama tweeted out, does somebody want to come play chess against me in Washington Park? And we saw it, Chris and I saw it on Twitter, and said, oh, should we go? There's no way he's actually going to show up and play chess. And we put it into our Google Maps, and it was about like a 20-minute walk. And we said, we're on vacation. Like, I'm not working. I don't have to go get content of Victor Wembanyama. Plus, there's no way he shows up to play chess. And then he showed up and played chess against a bunch of people in the middle of Washington Park. Like, they're just different, right?
Yes, and that's the thing. It's not just chess that he's playing. It's like, these guys are playing 3D dimensional chess. It's just that simple that, because, you're sending the message in the moment. You're trying to set a tone moving forward. It's all, I'm not backing down. And I mean, remember what it was just a month ago, or it feels like it, that Ja said, I'm not going to dunk. And that was a dunk where he made sure to land on both feet in a game that he had been sent flying. And I mean, it's message sending. It's why you shove guys in the back and, little things. It's all about just, little subtle things that I'm not going to let you get away with things. You may be standing there. I'm a coming through.
Yeah, he had that insane double clutch dunk against the Celtics right after he said he wasn't dunking again, and now just building one after another after another. And I wonder, does Victor Wembanyama call up former Spurs big Jakob Poeltl and be like, hey, We're the club of people with Spurs across the chest getting dunked on by Ja. I don't know. I think Ja has something against Spurs. No, he has something against all bigs. And like you said, they will face again on Friday, which sets up a must-watch TV moment. It is nationally televised, and it will be the first game for the Grizzlies, Teresa, on the second half of the season, because we are exactly 41 games through the regular season for Memphis. From your seat in Nashville, what are your biggest takeaways on this Grizzlies team that currently sits in third in the West?
They sit third in the West, and look at how many games. This isn't an injury-riddled season like last year, but they have had injuries they've had to work through this first half of the season, and they still don't have Marcus Smart. Gigi is still working his way, just started working his way back onto the court in games with the hustle last night. So you've got another piece coming back in the puzzle. I just read that great piece. I think it was The Ringer, looking at how the Grizzlies are playing in a fast-paced fashion, that if you want to watch fun basketball, watch the Grizzlies. They're not playing, hey, cue up the song, Not Like Us. They're not like the rest of the NBA. They're playing, it's all up and down the court. It's letting it fly, and it's effective. They are playing good defense, great offense. This is a fun team to watch. There's a reason why there was an email in my box a couple of days ago putting a game, switching one of those game times to 8:30. It's not going to be fun local time, but they're going to put more eyes on it. And it feels like the NBA is almost like, okay, Ja's healthy. He's staying, he's doing everything that we'd hope he'd do. And let's get him in front of people again, because for all the talk about ratings and this and that and the other and the bemoaning, Ja's the guy who needs to be on TV. And we know that.
Yeah.
And they're third with the injuries they've dealt with. Makes me wonder. I know that the schedule has been easy. I know that it gets tougher from here. But they, again, have the reserves coming back from injuries, and they seem to be finding their footing. And Ja, it was like he was having his own MJ sickness game the other night, right? He wasn't in his best, but he still played, and he did some things and helped them. And so it's like, it just feels like Ja is getting more into a rhythm. Last night felt like Ja being Ja. We've had some highlights, we've had some moments, but this team, if they play together and they're fully, they've got the guys that they thought they'd have available. I want to see what they do against this schedule down the stretch and where they finish up heading into the postseason, because that's where this team is headed.
Yeah, and the continued growth of Jaren Jackson Jr. playing at an all-NBA level. I thought last night showing, similar to how Ja was able to have a pretty poor game against Minnesota until he had the 2 clutch buckets to tie it and win it in that game. Jaren had a tough first 3 quarters. Any player who has the mentals to be able to bounce back in the midst of a bad game is certainly something that bodes well for a team. And then even Desmond Bane starting to heat back up. If you have those big 3 operating with the reserves coming, I'm with you, Teresa, I think it sits in a very positive space here halfway through the season. Now, before we get to NFL Divisional Weekend with you, I did want to talk to you about a story that you put out yesterday that broke in regards to women's college basketball and a new payment structure that is coming for the women's college game. Can you explain how that is exactly going to work?
Well, and I'm going to look down a little bit because it's one of those things that it was kind of per forma. Yesterday's vote was expected, which made it kind of funny when it's like, do we want it to be effective immediately? There was one person who said no. And I'm like, seriously? The first NCAA women's tournament was in 1982. And we're in 2025. And now this doesn't mean that the checks start flowing immediately. They've got to get the data and figure it out. But they're going to finally be recompensed for making the tournament and advancing through the tournament. The money will go to the conferences, who then send it back to their schools. But women are finally going to be able to bring money back to their campuses for what they do on the NCAA tournament. So UConn, all these years, Gino Auriemma said last night, it's like, the Big East, when we had 16 teams, we were already sharing revenue and doing this to help grow the game. But in the first year, $15 million, and this is thanks to the new TV contract, which was the biggest impetus, that and a law firm looking at the NCAA saying, y'all ain't doing right by the women. And so 26% of the media revenue deal. So that's what that 15 million first counts from. It will grow to 41% of that revenue by 2028. So the people who are tuning in, we saw it this last year. And for people wondering who would replace Caitlin Clark, excuse me, Juju Watkins on line one. There's a whole bunch of these young ladies who are waiting. They've got next. And the one talk yesterday, the big step that this is for the women's game, and it is because it's going to be money coming back to campuses, leagues incentivizing their schools to, Vanderbilt, they just finished building and they're putting the final touches on a new women's basketball practice gym, their own practice gym. The men have their own practice gym in the same building. It just means investing more in the women's game to help them continue growing and having those resources, which is going to be fun because, let's face it, this is, again, it's 2025. And the first NCAA tournament for the women was 1982. Now they're finally going to be shown the money.
Show the money. It's a good place to be. It's wonderful to hear, and the continued growth of the women's game. Seeing this unrivaled 3-on-3 league that's about to start in Miami, and we haven't talked a lot about it on this show, but the league that was done by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, seeing the players respond to the conditions there, and conditions, like, it should be so simple. They're professionals, they should be treated as such, but the fact that they're able to have advanced workout equipment and they're able to get massage treatments and just body rehabilitation treatments, and there's childcare for anybody who has a kid, because we know these are a lot of working moms in the industry, and they even get facials, which I thought was such a small thing. Like, there's so many perks of being a male athlete, but women need different things and like different things, and the thought of being able to just get a facial after you have a long day working sounds like the greatest gift in the world. But it's just so nice to see the care factor there. Like, there's a lot of excitement for this unrivaled league. It is in a world where I don't have a lot of space to add more sports to my viewing plan. The way that it's being discussed makes me at least interested enough where, like, I will tune into a 3-on-3 game in the middle of February just to check it out.
Well, my colleague Doug Feinberg is in Miami working on a behind-the-scenes piece, so I'll make sure and make sure you and share that with you. And guys, not only that, Athletes Unlimited, they're bringing their women's basketball month. I think it's a month, but they've got and I'm blanking. She played at MTSU. Alicia Clark, she's in that group. They're going to be starting at the beginning of February in Nashville. So it's like February 5th. So women's basketball, the beautiful thing about them having these options in the winter, yes, college basketball, the NBA is going on, but that means these women aren't having to go overseas to play basketball. They can earn money and stay close to home. And why does that matter? Well, it's safety is the top issue right there. They're not leaving the country to do their job. So that makes it good.
Safety and easiness, like not having to fly across the world just to continue to make money in the off season. Teresa, big weekend coming up in the NFL, divisional weekend. What game are you most excited for?
I have to admit, I cannot wait for Baltimore at Buffalo.
Everyone.
I mean, I know.
It's the easy answer.
It is. I mean, Derrick Henry tore them up. Now, granted, the Buffalo Bills defense is healthier. They've got some pieces back, but he took the opening snap 87 yards to the end zone. He housed that puppy and had a great game against them. And I'm just going to say, having covered him for 8 years, tackling Derrick Henry in January hits different. You've played a whole season. I don't care how healthy your defense is, and it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
There's apparently lake effect snow in this situation. And, I mean, he's a snowplow come January, but he's a fast snowplow. For all the people saying that 30-year-old running backs and now he's 31 because he had a birthday last week, I mean, that they slow down, no. As Next Gen Stats pointed out, he hit one of his top speeds in his career, I think, on that 44-yard touchdown. And I love the Lamar Jackson comparison. When he's having to remind the reporters, cars, did you not see cars growing up? Oh, you didn't see cars. Well, it's like when it's
You're
like
too
when,
old. You're too old
yeah.
to know Lightning McQueen.
Well, some of us are parents and had the fun of watching it. So yeah, when Lightning McQueen decides to go beep beep, and that moment will come on Sunday, and then it's funny the Texans Chiefs. I kind of want to see that, but it's just hilarious that the AFC South. It's like the memorial slot to kick off each playoff weekend. The AFC South team is in that afternoon slot. It's funny. It just is.
If you had to pick one team to be the most on upset alert watch, which would it be?
Detroit Lions, that defense. Are they truly healthy? And can the Jaden Daniels magic continue in this amazing rookie year? Washington fans have been desperate. Titan fans think, oh my God, we've had 3 losing seasons. I can't take it. Talk to a Washington fan. Talk to a Detroit fan, for God's sakes. So I'm rooting for Detroit simply because it's been so very long since they've had any playoff success. I'd love to see them get to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. That said, I just have question marks about they're going to have to outscore Washington. They can do it. But that defense is going to have to make a stop at some point for them to get to New Orleans.
I think it's such a testament to Jaden Daniels that we're even flirting with the idea that the Commanders could knock off the Lions. Like, this is the #1 scoring offense in the NFL. This is a Lions team that, like you said, is getting healthier on defense. They're getting David Montgomery back. Their run game has already been top 10 in the NFL this season. The Commanders' rushing defense, not one of the better rushing defenses in the NFL. And yet, because of Jaden Daniels and because of late-game heroics that we have continuously seen with this Washington team, it's like, but could they? Maybe.
That's why they play the games. And
play the games.
Now,
tell the SEC that. That's why we don't do hypotheticals, Teresa.
I'm just saying. I'm saying this right now. Maybe the Bucs shouldn't have been in the playoffs, right? You should have put in the Bengals.
No, if we're going to do it, the Chargers.
The Chargers.
Please.
That's an even better one. The Chargers shouldn't have got in.
No.
Should have put in the Bengals.
That was the fun thing of the whole weekend, watching all the NFL people tweeting. Maybe, the committee shouldn't have let, the Bucs in and things like that. I will say this, having been around the NCAA convention the last couple of days, it does feel like they completely get, and now that seeding has to be done differently for the college football playoff this next year. The problem will be getting everybody to agree.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We all see the problem, but getting people who have turfs and lands that they've got to protect, their leagues and things, getting them to agree, that's the challenge.
Who you got in that national championship game, Notre Dame or Ohio State?
I'm sticking with Ohio State. I mean, I like Marcus Freeman. I like what he is. I mean, he almost makes me like Notre Dame, but it just feels, but it just feels like Ohio State is unstoppable. The loss to Michigan may have been the best thing that ever happened to them. And under the old system, a loss like that would have kept them out, and they now have a chance to benefit.
Under this system, it should have kept them out. Hell, under any system, it should keep them out. And I'm thinking about this now, because if they win this thing, that will be what is said when we talk about it later on in life. It'll be, Ohio State won, but boy, they didn't look good last game of the season. That loss of Michigan really refocused them, and I do not want to be a part of anything that gives Ohio State or helps Ohio State get a national championship. So I'm thinking right now, Michigan should revoke that win, give the win back to Ohio State, so that Ohio State loses what little bit of motivation they had, I guess, from the Michigan win in the hopes that they lose. But then, Teresa, that would mean they lose to Notre Dame. And I can't stand Notre Dame. Like, my top 2 rivals is Ohio State and Notre Dame. Michigan State wants to get up there, but they don't matter because they're never any damn good. I don't want to live in the world, Teresa, where one of those schools is national champion. I lived my entire life, Teresa, without a Notre Dame football championship and one Ohio State championship, and I hope to die that way. Unfortunately, I won't. One of these schools, Ohio State might get another one. Notre Dame might get one. I might gouge my eyes out Oedipus style, right? I can't live in this world with that being the case.
Don't do that, CJ. And I mean, we are kind of
Oedipus style.
Yeah, I know. Well, the problem is we're stuck. Okay, rock hard place. This is where the seeding screwed up. It cost me the chance to cover. If the seeding had been done properly, the way it should have, then guess what? Maybe Ohio State and Oregon is a week later, and Oregon isn't rusty, having had such a break. Tennessee should have played a game in Neyland. That's the problem with, they've got to change the way that they reward these conference champs. Winning a conference championship is nice, but should it give you a bye or put you at the top? No, there should be seeding. There should be reseeding. I'd like to take reseeding back to the NHL playoffs, but that's a whole different topic. But that's the thing. Seeding has to improve. It has to change for the college football playoff to get better. And, and that's why we have these two teams playing on Monday night. It's just that simple. They screwed up in trying to set this up. Where have we seen that happen before in college football?
Oh, golly gee, I don't know.
Never happened.
Teresa, I hope you get some rest. I hope you get a break. And I hope the Titans hire a GM so you can move on.
I'm ready to move. They got to. National title game on Monday night, East-West Shrine game next Friday, and then the Senior Bowl. They got to get it done.
We're sending you consensual heart hands, as always. We'll see you next week. That was Teresa Walker. You can find her latest at the Associated Press. Real quick before we take a break, Gigi Jackson did play in South Haven last night for the Memphis Hustle in their game against the Rip City Remix. And Gigi had 18 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and 4 turnovers. He also got a technical foul. So he got teed up in his first game back. He said he was a little rusty, but that's just a product of being a little out of shape, not playing for a minute. This was his first bucket back. Welcome back, Gigi Jackson. Darnell also sent me the cutest thing of a fan who met Gigi Jackson for the first time after the game, and she started crying. And Gigi's response was, "Don't cry. Here's a patty cake." And he just started playing patty cake with her. And I'm like, yes, please. I cannot wait. In terms of a good energy guy, I know there's so much expectation for what Gigi Jackson can potentially bring as another scorer for this group, someone to come off the bench, another long, athletic wing that the Grizzlies can turn to. But just from a mood standpoint, we forget how in a season of so much dark and despair last year, one of the brightest spots was not just the play of Gigi Jackson, but just like the attitude of Gigi Jackson, just a giant child out on the basketball court. So I'm excited to see him back. I don't know if he'll play another game with the Memphis Hustle. We'll see if he ends up coming back on the Grizzlies side of things next week. They do have 4 home games in 6 nights, so lots of opportunity for Gigi to get back rolling with the Memphis Grizzlies. But I had no issue with him playing a game with the Hustle. You come back from injury, you're still one of the youngest players in the NBA. If that was a part of the protocol that they decided to get his feet back into it, to kind of get back in a groove, so be it. If he can get more minutes with the Hustle than he could immediately coming back with the Grizzlies, give him the opportunity.
Got to get into game shape. And also, like most of the training, the team is on the road. But most of the training stuff, I would assume, is here. And so that's the benefit of having your G League team be so close to your NBA franchise. He can still get the training and the rehab stuff done that he needs to get done here while he's working himself into game shape. He's been doing the group play in practice, but he hadn't played a competitive basketball game since last year.
He scored 44 points.
He needs some time to work himself into game shape. Yeah. And you unfortunately, because you're battling for your spot in the Western Conference playoff and you're battling for a home court advantage in at least one series, you don't have time to throw Gigi onto the court 25 minutes a night and let him work himself into shape, right? That makes sense to me, sitting him down there.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're drafting cats. Because my new favorite song is, shoot, I always forget the
Who Cat He Kissing.
Thank you, Who Cat He Kissing. I want to say Who Cat He Kissed, but it's kissing. It's present, it's ongoing, which we only found out because they were blasting it at the Shelby County School Board meeting, because one of the members of the Shelby County School Board blessed us with Who Cat He Kissing. Back before she was on the board, she was a recording artist. So we're drafting cats because we couldn't think of anything else. So we'll do that. We'll also get into our Sonic mailbag question of the day when we come back.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Jaron, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three! Take three! Bane for three. Bingo! This man Bane heating it up. Blocked by Jaron!
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing at FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
On January 20th, join the Memphis Grizzlies as we honor the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year, we honor those who have carried out his vision with the 20th Annual National Civil Rights Museum Sports Legacy Award. The 23rd Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves is brought to you by Ford and your Mid-South Ford dealers.
It's your turn to drive into luxury at Southland Casino Hotel. Join us on Saturdays to win your share of up to $1 million in free play and prizes. And don't miss the chance to take home luxury itself during the grand finale drawings. Drive off in a 2025 Land Rover on February 1st or a 2025 Range Rover on March 1st. 2 vehicles, 2 finales, 1 million ways to enjoy luxury only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
How about them Tigers? Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I can't wait to see what your number one. If that's your number 2.
Number 1 for me.
Come on, man.
I listen to the Bells, Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross's Christmas album.
I gotta go back and listen to that one, man. I'm sure I've heard it.
To the Bells and they made me remember. Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. Our chat question of the day. Ja's dunk on Wemby last night was, fill in the blank, 52% of the vote going to awesome, 32% of the vote, words do not do it justice, 10% best dunk I've ever seen, and 6%, all right, seen better, I'm a hater. Did you vote for that one? Yeah. Oh, of course you did. You and Michael Eaves on SportsCenter trying to say it shouldn't even talk about it like it's a dunk.
Listen, I didn't say that on air. That should have stayed behind because listen.
No, not you. I said Michael Eaves.
Okay, you called me Michael Eaves.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said you're like Michael Eaves.
I said you're a hater. Pause.
Like Michael Eaves. You
like
Michael Eaves.
Yes. Who said it shouldn't even count as a dunk. I wasn't saying that you said it didn't count as a dunk.
All right.
You're just exposing yourself and your hateration.
It didn't count as a dunk.
Speaking of hateration.
What?
Have you seen the Riverbeat Thinking?
Huh?
Riverbeat Music Festival.
Okay.
The one that goes right down there. We went last year.
I know what Riverbeat is.
They put out a teaser to guess the artist, one of the first headliners that they're going to announce for this year's Riverbeat. and they did a picture of an umbrella and a picture of a fly.
Umbrella and a fly.
Missy Elliott.
Super duper fly.
It's gonna be Missy Elliott.
Oh my God.
I think it's gonna be Missy.
Oh.
The princess's hair.
That would be incredible.
I'm so excited.
Missy down here on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right, we're drafting cats because I think this started in the chat yesterday when we were talking about who cat he kissing. Tawana Murphy, want to give a full shout out to the artist.
Shout out to Tawana Murphy.
If you haven't listened to Who Cat He Kissin', it was filling my group chats yesterday, and the ladies are saying she's got a point. Like it's a factual song, it's a good song, and now we're all better for knowing it. And thanks to her, we're drafting cats today, the best cats of all time. Now, before we get started on this draft, CJ, very important things. Is a tiger a cat?
No.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine sitting in that space.
All right.
I'm okay with that. There
All right.
are enough cats that we don't need to use the jungle cats.
Cats are felines. Tigers are felines. But tigers aren't cats and cats aren't tigers.
That's fine.
Tigers are great, but
Let's
they're
be
not
clear.
cats.
Let's be clear. Tony the tiger.
Wonderful, wonderful tiger.
Simba.
Wonderful
Lion.
lion. Great lion.
Mufasa.
Another great lion.
Scar. I mean, we could go through the
Another
whole
great
Lion King
Yes.
family.
It's called Lion King, not Cat King. That's a different movie.
Tigger.
A tiger.
I know.
Yes.
I'm shouting out
And
great
he's a
tigers
stuffed,
who won't
he's
be
a stuffed tiger also.
a wonderful
Shout
thing
out-
about tigers.
Tigers are wonderful things.
things. Their tops are made out of rubber. Their bottoms are made out of springs. They're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. It's a great song.
It is.
Any
Tigger's awesome.
others that I'm missing?
I mean, it's a whole
Off the
bunch
top of your head, off the dome.
I didn't spend any time thinking about great felines.
Okay,
I was
fine.
focused on
Cats
great cats.
only.
Only
Who gets
only
the
cats.
first pick? It
Listen,
feels important.
do we got a cat race? No.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
I
God,
was
Jacob
joking.
coming through.
Let's go, Jacob. Come on, gray cat. Come on, gray cat.
My cat's also gray.
Your cat is black.
That's a dark gray.
That's a black cat,
That is
Jessica.
a dark gray
Jessica,
cat.
that's a black cat.
No, it is not.
I know my colors, Jessica.
That
That
is a
cat is
dark
absolutely
gray
black.
cat. That is a
Chat.
storm cloud cat.
That's a black cat.
Chat.
Is that a black cat or not? All right, you got the first pick, Jessica. That's what you wanted.
Thank you. It might not be the most obvious, but to me it is. And this is after, like, if you were a team doing full research to draft a team of cats, and you put in the proper research, I think you would come to the same conclusion. With the #1 pick, give me Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots, he is Puss in Boots. He laughs at death. He is a cat with a sword, and he is one of the greatest cat portrayed in cinema history, voiced by the wonderful Antonio Banderas. Puss in Boots is a great cat.
Great
Yes.
cat, yes. #1?
Yeah, he's my #1.
overall?
I know, controversial, sure.
#1 overall
Yes.
cat. I'm glad that you got this draft.
Me too. I just wanted to make sure that I
I'm
got my Puss
glad
in
you
Boots.
got. I wasn't gonna take Puss in Boots. I don't think at all. But I'm glad that you got #1 this one because like that is
Disrespected.
not a #1 pick. The #1 cat. The #1 cat is Garfield. What are we talking about? The lasagna eating, Monday hating, snarky, sarcastic ass cat is Garfield. Garfield has comic book strips. He has TV shows.
I know he
We
does.
do a new Garfield movie once every 8 to 9 years.
Yes, Chris Pratt, we
Like,
get it.
Give me Garfield, #1 overall.
Here's my hot take. I think Garfield's an overrated cat. Yep.
You shut your mouth.
Yeah, I think he's kind of annoying.
No.
Yeah.
We will not have that.
Yeah.
Not on these airwaves. No.
Puss in Boots, greater than Garfield.
No.
Puss in Boots has done more for the American Cat Society and just American society at large than
wrong.
Garfield.
Yeah, it took Puss in
Okay.
Boots 20 years to get
20
his own
years
movie.
too damn long.
His own movie.
If
Puss
you
in,
go
Puss in
watch
Boots,
Puss in
also
Boots-
Puss in Boots is a side character.
Also, I'm sorry, Puss in Boots in The Last Wish, no side character action there.
Yeah, that's because
It's
he
his
got
own movie.
he got a spin-off.
And it's one of the best animated movies that you haven't watched in the 21st century.
We all watched it.
Not everybody.
We
if you
watched
watched it, then
If you didn't watch it, go watch it. If you didn't watch
would take Puss in Boots
if you didn't
with your
watch it,
number
it's a
one
great
pick.
movie. Go watch it. But come on, man.
I don't care.
You're drafting role players,
All
and
right.
Garfield is clearly a star. What are you doing?
All right. I will take a star with my second cat.
Are you
pick.
sure?
Yes, I
Okay.
am sure.
Because the only one cat you should be taking here also.
This cat taught me it is fun to have fun. You just have to know how. Give me the Cat in the Hat.
All right, good. All right, there it
Dr.
is.
Seuss himself whipped up one of the greatest cats that we have ever seen. He has a lot of tricks. He will show them to you. Your mother will not mind. It is what he do. The Cat in the Hat. He rhymes. He has a hat. He's a cat.
There it is.
Ta-da!
Encourages kids to read, right? Everybody, one of your first books reading is probably Cat in the Hat. That's a damn good pick right there. I don't know what the hell Puss in Boots is, but I'm all for that now.
Jacob said he's a problematic cat.
Listen.
We don't have to talk about separate the art from the artist, okay?
Give me Tom, the famed cat from Tom and Jerry. You know how dope you got to be as a cat to make this list without speaking? Tom running around trying to get Jerry, who apparently they're friends. That's why Tom never eats him, but he's got to look like he's chasing after him. Think about the sound effects we get there. Right when he gets hit upside the head with things. He is wonderfully creative, pretty good. Like he's got some mischievousness to him as well. Tom makes me smile every time he comes across my screen. Give me Tom.
Okay. Good pick. I'm going to take one of the hardest working, tenacious cats in the game. He never quits, no matter what, no matter how many times he fails. Give me Sylvester.
Suffering Succotash.
The cat. Suffering Succotash. I thought I saw a
Putty cat. A putty cat.
Tweety.
Yeah. Thought I saw a putty cat.
And the duo.
I did see a putty cat.
The duo of Tweety and Sylvester, but I'm taking the cat portion of this iconic duo. Give me Sylvester. He never fails to make me laugh. Just when you think he might finally win, he loses again, but he does it in such a humorous way that I appreciate Sylvester.
Yeah, Sylvester.
And I love black and white cats. Like IRL.
Okay. I
think black and white cats are so pretty.
Hot take, Sylvester is a knockoff Tom, right? Tom is Coke, Sylvester is Big K.
Rude.
But like, listen, you got to do what you got to do if Tom's not on the board. All right, here we go. I will take now. Oh gosh, I will take the. Whatever you're thinking, I'm sure we're not on the same page. So relax, your cat will still be there. I'll take the pimp of all cats. I'll take the number runner of all cats. I'll take the cat that I'm pretty sure was bootlegging alcohol back in the day. Give me Top Cat. Top Cat, Hanna-Barbera, great. Phenomenal cat, funny. He's tricking police officers as he and the crew are, like I said, running numbers, shooting dice, gambling, and, got a thing for the ladies as well, the lady cats. So give me Top Cat.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know where you're going. I got to try to beat you.
What do you mean? Just take the cats that you like.
I know, but I have two that I really want to round out this list.
You've never beat me. You'll never beat me. It's fine.
I just beat you 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember what it was, but I crushed your soul.
You never beat me.
I don't even remember my wins because they come so often.
I always love my list way more than I like yours.
I always like my list way more than I like yours. All right. I got to get some female power.
Oh, I like
on
Lady
this
Cat.
list.
Let's go.
I like Lady Cats. Give me Hello Kitty.
That's a good one.
One of the most internationally known cats in the game. She has been around since 1974. She is the primary protagonist of the universe named after her, which is the Hello Kitty universe. She has an entire universe, the Hello Kitty universe. Started out huge in Japan, but has taken off all around the world. The number of people who have like Hello Kitty keychains to this day, Hello Kitty stickers, Hello Kitty backpacks. I was just in a school yesterday and I saw someone with a Hello Kitty backpack and I said to myself, man, she's still got a hold on everybody. Give me Hello Kitty. She's got that cute little bow to symbolize that she's a girl cat, because we couldn't tell I appreciate that with all cats in pop culture. If that has a bow on its ear, it's a girl cat. It's a lady cat.
Yeah. Give me Catwoman. Good pick.
It's not a cat.
It's Catwoman, Jessica.
She's a woman.
But it's cat.
Like, I didn't take cat dog.
You could have taken cat dog.
I don't think so.
Cat dog isn't as iconic.
You're going to take Catwoman? Fine.
Can I not take Catwoman?
You can take Catwoman.
Catwoman. All right. Just all of the Catwomen's or women's is like that. That's a good ass. Selena Kyle. Whoo, hot damn. Never seen an ugly Catwoman. Anne Hathaway, Eartha Kitt, Halle Berry. Are you kidding me? It's something about a woman in that tight landex and with that whip. Wapaya. I love it. Catwoman. Let's go.
Wapaya.
Wapaya.
All right. I think you just won begrudgingly. So I'm going to take the cat that I really want to take with my 5th pick. It is a cat that has made us better as a nation, as a people. It is a cat that has been there with us through all the days of the internet. One of the first viral cats. Give me Grumpy Cat. Oh. That grumpy little R.I.P. to the homie forever. Yeah, Grumpy Cat is dead, unfortunately.
We should like have Grumpy Cat 2 then. And,
sure.
And do it like they do the animal mascots in
Georgia?
in college sports in
period.
general. Yeah.
Yes, we should have Grumpy Cat 2.
Grumpy Cat 2 should come through.
Grumpy Cat was, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, the first cat meme. And now we have many cat memes, but Grumpy Cat, there's only one. And all of the memes that used his beautiful face to just show how grumpy you are, how disinterested you are, is thanks to Grumpy Cat.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to the world of literature because I don't have a literature pick. Give me Dragon from the Rats of Nymph, the Secret Rats of Nymph.
Who are you?
You didn't read Rats of Nymph?
No.
There's
so many cats left on the board.
Here's what I don't think any of them are better than dragons. So here's what Rats of Nymph are about, if you don't know, the Secret Rats of Nymph.
Yeah.
It's a mouse, and she lives in a field, and the field is actually like a farm, and so they have to move from their house in the field to someplace else as the harvest season comes, because the tractors come out, and if they get caught in the tractors, they'll die, right? It'll shred them. Well, she's got a sick child. Yes, she's got a sick child. So she can't move the family because her husband isn't around to help, and her husband's not around to help because Dragon ate him. So she has to go to the rats in the woods and be like, hey, can somebody help me move the family? And it's a whole ordeal, and Dragon's running around trying to eat the rats and eat the mice. It's incredible. I love it. Give me Dragon. Okay. I can't believe you didn't read that book. It was like a book I thought everybody in like the 3rd or 4th grade read.
I missed it.
It was one of the first chapter books we read. That where the red fern, you read where the red fern grow. Okay. What?
We had to do like presentations on where the red fern grows, and the only thing I ever remember is that like we made like little plays, and ours started with, "Hark, the Ozarks! That is the scene of this tale." And I still think about it to this day. Hark, the Ozarks! Cheshire Cat.
That's a good one.
Jonesy from Alien. I really wanted to find a place for Jonesy on my list. Best horror movie cat.
I forget what, not Captain Marvel, but the cat from Captain Marvel that eye patch Nick Fury has.
Yep.
That one.
The
was
Austin
on there.
Powers cat.
Okay. Never saw it, but
or
okay.
Dr. Evil cat. The Aristocats. Everybody wants to be a cat. Because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. When Yzma turns into a cat in The Emperor's New Groove. It's a great cat portrayal. Voiced by the wonderful Eartha Kitt, Catwoman herself. Oliver from Oliver and Company. A little orphan cat who has to find his way around the big city.
That would have been a good one.
Felix the cat.
I had him. I had Felix and Heathcliff. Both of those are on my list. I had Cat Williams on my list.
That's a good one. I had Carl Anthony Towns on my list.
That would have been a good one. Churchill or Church from Pet Sematary.
That's a good one.
That was on my list. And Felicia, great mouse detective. Radigan's cat.
Great.
He would ring the bell and Felicia would come out.
Yes.
But I went with Felicia and Dragon are the same types of cats where they just running around eating everything. So I went with Dragon because I liked it. But Felicia would have been my next pick if we did 6.
I like Lucifer from Cinderella, the evil stepmother's cat.
Oh, yeah.
I like the cat from Breakfast at Tiffany's. It doesn't have a name. It's just there. Jinxie from Meet the Parents. I forgot about Jinxie.
I watched Meet the Fockers.
So did we. It was on TV.
I watched it over the break.
So did we.
Yeah. Like, when Jinxie gets flushed in the toilet. It was on the TV. I don't know if it was on TV.
Because I was like, I haven't watched Meet the Fockers in forever.
I think it was on TV.
Yeah.
I think it was on like TBS or something.
But I think we had it on TBS for one of the college football playoff games, and then our TV was still on it, and next thing we knew, we were watching all of Meet the Fockers. Yeah. Great franchise. Such a good one. What happened to that actress? Terry the blonde.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like she was in a lot, and then she was never seen again.
I've only ever seen her in those.
In that?
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, I can't name a single other thing that she was in. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have our Sonic Mailbag Question of the week. It is a good one. It is attached to Theater Thursday. We'll talk some movies when we come back.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
ESPN put out a list. Top 30 best pro wrestlers under 30 in the world today. Number 1, Dirty Dom. Number 2, MJF.
I think Dom is deserving to be number 1. I think he is probably, like I said, one of the greatest heels in the last 10, 15 years. Like you said, he can't talk on a microphone.
The fans love it because they feel like they're a part of the show.
And that's the best.
Without their booze, he's not the best heel.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
This Thursday, every Thursday, we answer your questions on the Sonic Mailbag that you can find up at grindcitymedia.com. Submit your questions, and we will pick one to answer each week. This week's comes from Dwayne Meeks, and he asked, what is the best movie poster made from 1980s till this year? And the first poster that came to mind predates 1980 because my favorite movie poster ever, forever, and I don't think anything can ever top it, is the Jaws poster. I think the Jaws movie poster is perfection with the shark with the water, Jaws in the font that they use. Excellent. However, it's 1975, so cannot be included.
Before we start answering these.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure this person, Meeks, is in the chat every single day.
Aw.
Except for today, the day we're answering the question. All right. However you want to do this, roll with it.
How are we doing it? How did you set it up?
Just Jacob 3-box it, throw the first poster up, and we'll run through them.
Oh, I love this poster.
That is a good one. I didn't think about this one. This is one you sent in. What do you like about it?
Just the bright yellow and the composition of so much empty space at the top with the iconic scene of them running after the car. If you have seen Little Miss Sunshine with Abigail Breslin, wonderful movie, by the way. But anyway, I like it. I like the small things, like the increase in font size in Little Miss Sunshine. It's like a +1, +2, +2.5. It's cute.
He's here. Meeks is in the chat.
Yay!
Meeks is in the chat. I don't think he was there to start, but he's there now. That's a good one. I like the way that there's nothing going on at the top, and then everything is down at the bottom. I enjoy that. All right, Jacob, you got it. This one right here.
Good.
Like there's something unsettling about the Silence of the Lambs poster. You've got the giant moth over the mouth where the mouth is supposed to be. It's uncomfortable the way that she's looking at you as well. You look at the moth and it's like, okay, that's creepy enough, but it looks like there's a skull on the moth also. I love this poster.
Yes, it is a skull on the moth, and the moth, given what happens with the moth cocoon that Buffalo Bill does with one of the victims in the movie, and then the red eyes. Like, there's just something inherently creepy and ominous about a pair of red eyes staring at you. This was one of the ones that came to mind for me, too. Next up, I love this poster. So when I started thinking about movie posters, like ones that I physically wanted in my room as a kid were the first ones that came to mind. And I think we'll have our absolute favorites are the last two that we'll show. So we're counting down to the ones that we actually picked as our favorites. But this Almost Famous poster with Kate Hudson, the sunglasses, the like concert imagery in the reflection of the sunglasses was perfect. I love this movie. Next.
This is the one for me, man. Because I'm arguing with somebody on IG right now. You know who you are. But this one right here, it's so bright. It's so intense. It's very clear. If you know nothing about anything going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, oh, shit is going down, and that big purple ball mother bleeper is probably the one causing it. Right? Like, you know that from the poster. Also, if you know some things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know that they've got everybody on this poster looking like badasses also. They're not just like there standing. Everybody from Winter Soldier to Scarlet Witch, Vision is there, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, obviously, Rocket, Gamora, you know, you've got Black Widow, Spider-Man, you've got everybody in this poster in a really, really cool, Okoye is in there, really, really cool way. I love it so very, very much. And it's so bright. Like, this poster came out and we're leaving the movie, I forget which movie we're leaving, and it's on the wall. It's like, oh, stop, dead in tracks. Like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I can't wait for it. So yeah, that's on.
That poster, you want to know what it tells me?
What?
There's too many damn characters in this universe, and this is why it's hard for me to keep up with everything. There's so many people. It is a good poster, though. Great, classic, Dark Knight Rises.
Like, come on, man. Batman.
Into a world without rules. Do you like quotes on posters?
Yes,
I do too.
If the quote is good enough,
quote,
and it doesn't have to necessarily be a quote, a prominent quote in the movie, because that's not a quote from.
No, it's like telling of the. Whoever writes those is an interesting job to me. It's a marketing ploy, but when it like perfectly encapsulates and doesn't take away from the poster. I don't need words on my poster, but if they're the right words, they can be cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Next.
That's Black Panther right there.
It is.
In Wakanda.
That's cool.
We were so excited about looking like a badass on the giant panther. That's why that one was on there.
Next.
And I like the font of the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one.
Oh no, Jacob didn't get my additional movie posters.
Oh.
That's okay. This was my favorite. Because I had this poster in my room. It's a great poster. It's fun. It's goofy. It's Michael Jordan holding all of the Looney Tunes characters in a basket. They're in space. It's Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan. Get Ready to Jam. I like the colors of it. I like the logo of Space Jam.
Yeah, this is good. And again, like Endgame, it has a whole bunch of things happening here.
It's so busy. But from a kid perspective, like the older I get, the more I'm into more simple, subtle, like artsy movie posters. But as a kid, like this is all I wanted on my walls. This and one of the other ones that I sent that Jacob didn't get.
He's got them all.
Okay.
You can add, go back to that.
That
one.
is a poster.
That's a good one. Go back to Space Jam. You can add one Looney Tune to it. Who are you adding? I know that the big reveal was Lola.
Yes, it's baloney that Lola's not on the poster.
I think they wanted to hide that, keep that like as a nice little twist, like, hey, here's a new character for you, but it's Lola. Add Lola to the poster.
Please.
Yeah.
Feels sexist that she's not on it, if we're being honest.
And is Tweety a guy or a gal?
I always thought Tweety was a guy.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I think we talked about this. Tweety was a guy, and then little girls started gravitating towards Tweety, and they made Tweety a girl.
Yeah.
All right, go to the next one, because this American Beauty poster.
It's a good poster.
It's a damn good poster.
It's a great poster.
Not a lot happening, but it's good because of the naked skin. So whereas in Little Miss Sunshine, it's just yellow everywhere, they've got a belly on it.
She's the belly.
Yep. Damn
I haven't
shame.
watched American Beauty in a long time, and I don't think I can now.
Why not?
Because of Kevin Spacey.
It
feels kind of.
It's fine. You can watch it. Also,
eventually.
Also, like that movie. Yeah, like this is real creepy.
Yeah,
this is real.
That's what I mean. Like it's the
real
substance
uncomfortable.
of the movie mixed with the person in it.
I didn't even combine the two.
Yeah.
I just stuck with the contents of the movie. But
Some
yeah,
Reddick said at least it wasn't an Audi. Can you imagine if they used an Audi?
That would be better. Or if they use like a rounder belly.
Yeah, it's a really
like use
nice
my belly. Like, can you imagine the poster with my big old protruding belly? That would be cool.
Great, excellent. Like classic in fraternity houses for the test of time. It's a great movie poster.
Cynthia Erivo talked about staring down the barrel of the camera in the Wicked poster. That made me think about Uma Thurman in the Pulp Fiction poster, just looking dead at you as she lays there seductively. Right?
And it just feels like one of those of that era,
Yep.
like what you'd see in a movie house, like the old movie house posters, where it's the big, bold title at the top and then the listing of everybody who's in it. I love that movie poster. Okay, next up.
This is just simple and iconic.
Who are you gonna call?
Y'all call Ghostbusters. We also,
Who you gonna call?
if we put your poster on a T-shirt, I think it's a damn good poster.
Yeah.
And Jurassic Park, I didn't send
I
Jurassic
sent
Park.
Jurassic
You sent
Park,
it? Okay.
yeah.
But like this is on all types of T-shirts, and you see this and you know immediately what it is.
Yes.
You know, oh, Ghostbusters. Who you gonna
Yeah.
call? Yeah, that's a good one. And it's got the words up at the top also.
Yeah. Okay.
Empire Strikes Back.
It's a good movie poster.
And
Again, the use of space.
the use of space and the message, like not hidden message, because by this point
You
know that this is part one of the trilogy.
Spoiler.
Where you figure out Anakin's backstory, and that's Anakin walking around, and you know it's Anakin because it's Darth Vader's shadow there. And he doesn't look like Darth Vader. He looks like a child, and it pulls you in like, oh, I want to know more about this story. I want to know more about Vader's childhood. Like, this is a damn good poster. I like the way that they did that.
Okay.
Creepy. I don't know what else to say about it. Like,
It's just creepy.
Some of these posters, I think they try and do too much to startle you and to scare you. Having never seen The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Seeing this let me know everything I needed to know about it. As a kid, it's like, nope, I don't need to watch that movie. There's something creepy going on there. I want no part of that.
And it's one of those where you take The Exorcist off. Like you don't even see the words The Exorcist, and you just see that and say, I would like to turn around.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I would not like to enter this movie sphere.
What makes it that way to you? What makes it
As a
uncomfortable?
woman,
Okay.
it is a man in the dark with that kind of hat specifically, and a briefcase or a little bag, like lurking at what I presume is your home.
I don't.
It could be your husband. I mean, like it could be so chill. He could be coming in, honey, I'm home. But no, I imagine him coming in and doing something, and he's not even the villain.
No.
Like he's just the guy who's there to help.
I think it's the fact that there's very clearly light, but everything is dark. Like that, I think that's what does it for me. And I don't know what the hell is going on in that one room with the light, but I know I damn sure ain't going in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a damn good poster. What's next? Jurassic Park.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a great logo.
That's a good
like I think of dinosaurs in thinking of Jurassic Park. And that's not a scientific study, but that's the imagery that I think of when I think of prehistoric times. Okay, next. Okay.
All right, break this
Came up
down
with a
for
couple animated ones because sometimes those are just throwaway animation. I guess Space Jam's technically partially animated as well. This is like a piece of art. Like you have Anastasia coming through and Rasputin in the clouds in the back, plus the font on Anastasia is beautiful. I just think this is a gorgeous movie poster. It was well done. It's this, and I don't know if the next one is going to be Prince of Egypt, but eventually you're going to get to the Prince of Egypt.
That's incredible.
Art. This is a gorgeous animated film poster. Like that is just, whoever came up with that, the silhouette, the pyramids in the background. I've been meaning to go back and watch the Prince of Egypt. I think we're getting a live action Prince of Egypt. No, we're getting a musical Prince of Egypt. That's what we're getting. I do want to go back and watch. I haven't watched it since I was in theaters because the locusts scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. But I think I'm ready to revisit.
We had Prince of Egypt on VHS.
Yes.
It was so good.
I had Prince of Egypt and Anastasia. I had all the VHSs.
Oh, of course you did. You were
I was an
only
only child. Those were my friends. They're all I had.
Correction. I call it Empire Strikes Back. It's Phantom Menace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and then I wanted to think of like the most recent movie poster that struck me, The Zone of Interest. And honestly, when we were doing our movies of the year last year, like Zone of Interest technically came out in 2023, but I watched it in 2024. It was up for the award season in 2024. That movie has stuck with me in just the creepiest of ways. It is such a horrifying film, and the poster, I will give it away, but it's not really giving anything away, but it's essentially telling the story of the families who lived directly outside one of the concentration camps in Nazi Germany, or I think it was technically in Austria. And so that's them just living their life and the dark vastness behind them of all of the horrors and atrocities that are happening. It's a great poster. It's an eerie poster.
Again,
it makes you stop.
You like the stuff, you like posters, because this is
with a lot
bit
of space.
With the space,
Yeah,
particularly
I do.
at the top.
I do.
But this is a good one. And it's that feels like it's beyond black at the top, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like it's darker than black somehow. Yeah, that's a cool poster. I don't know if it's because everything else is so vibrant looking, but that feels way too dark to be simply black.
It almost feels like artificial in the front.
Yeah.
All right, I think that might be it. Oh no, this was the other one on my wall. The Titanic poster. I'm sorry. The Space Jam poster next to the Titanic poster on my young walls was perfection. This poster is weird. Why are they in the clouds? Well, one of them is
because one of them
dead,
dies.
but the other doesn't. And the use of the ship, it's almost like protruding out of the poster, just like you're the iceberg and it's coming for you. And then Titanic. I really tried with this one to just do the ones that came, like without looking into anything. These were just the ones that came to my brain.
Same thing.
They're the ones that have meant something to me.
What's next? This is mine.
Great.
This is mine. My favorite poster post 1980. Do the Right Thing. You got the kid playing, because it tells the story of the movie in the poster. You got Sal standing there. You know it's Sal because Spike Lee is standing there. Mookie is standing there with Sal's Pizza. You've got the police officer drawn in chalk firing at somebody. You've got everybody standing around in their J's with a flat basketball. Like, this is a really cool poster, and that blue is vibrant. The yellow is vibrant. It stops you in your tracks, and it tells a bit of a story as well in the poster. I love it.
The font. I love the font.
That font is so good.
And not just the Do the Right Thing font, a Spike Lee joint font with the like almost chalk-like nature to it, and the Bez Stewie up in the upper right corner. It's all great. I love it. I love movie posters. This was a fun activity. Thanks, Dwayne. This was a good one.
There it is.
All right. That'll do it. What a show. What a day. Grizzlies win. I always love coming in here after a Grizzlies win. If only they could win every game the night before a show. But alas, their next game is at 8:30 p.m. on Friday.
Thank
That's
goodness
tomorrow.
it's Friday. TGIF.
Thank goodness. TGIF. We will be back tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that upcoming game, see what pops off throughout the rest of today. We'll also be previewing divisional weekend, championship game, and then next Monday, it's the MLK Day game. If you have not yet gotten your tickets, what are you doing? It's always one of the best days of the year at FedEx Forum, the MLK Day game. Grizzlies Timberwolves coming up 1:30 on Monday, and then you have 4 chances to see the Grizzlies at home next week. So it'll be a fun week. We'll get in here tomorrow on Friday. We'll see you then. Bye.
I thought about the first Ninja Turtles movie poster. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the 4 turtles peeking out from underneath the sword. Like you just see their eyes. Like that one was a